Ah, yes, the God of Destruction Champa arc, otherwise known as the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament. The first time in Dragon Ball Super, we were getting a completely new story from scratch, a continuation of Resurrection F, and I can remember being really excited for this. We were all super hyped. It has come and gone, and on this video, we're going to continue the best and worst of Dragon Ball Super series as Dimsy and I give you our 3 favorite episodes of the God of Destruction Champa / the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. It starts now.
Hey guys, this is Goku. Donate some of your energy and Dragon Punch that subscribe button and follow Geekdom 101 on the social media platforms.
The Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, things got really fun here. Was it perfect? Was it a great arc? It was fun. I would say it still has a lot of problems though, but on this video, we're going to look at the positive side of this arc. We're going to give you our 3 favorite episodes of the arc, and for those of you keeping track at home, we're going to be covering Dragon Ball Super episodes 28 all the way down to episodes 43.
6.
No.
Okay.
No, not 46. 44, 45, and 46 are the Potafu arc. And let's just keep it real, bro. That's garbage, and that shouldn't even be worth mentioning. It's like the worst arc in Super. To me, even though the listings actually listed 46 as being the correct ending of the arc, I'm going to change it to 43 for this because it gives us, the beginning of the arc with Champa arriving and then the very end with Goku, taking care of Pan and whatnot. That's like the finale for me. So Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Of course, everybody check out Dimsy's domain. Like I always say, check out Dimsy. We, his channel will be down in the description down below. But on here, we're going to talk about the best episodes. So he's got 3. I got 3. What is your number 3 favorite episode of the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament?
Number 3 is going to be episode 36, an unexpectedly tough fight. Vegeta's explosion of range. And yes, it was very unexpected. As you said, we were very excited when the Universe 6 arc arrived. We saw these new characters. We like, how strong are they? And we saw Vegeta. People wrote him off as thinking, all right, this guy's going to be like, he's going to be squashed. He's going to be a small fry. But what we saw was Vegeta tanked. He managed to be in the conversation during the fight between Vegeta when he went Super Saiyan after his little training. So that says a lot about Vegeta. And he became at the end a lovable goof. He became very endearing. I loved Vegeta. He came across as
You mean when he cried?
Yeah.
Oh, that one hit me in the feels, bro.
I was like, okay, this is so typical Toriyama to have such a massive weakness, but his defense is so high. He tanked the final flash, not tanked it, but he didn't get defeated from the final flash. And just Vegeta was, for me, my favorite, the lovable MVP of the Universe 6 team.
I thought he was very underrated by the fans. I agree with you. Everybody was, when we saw the designs, everybody was going crazy over Kaba and Frost. But I agree that he was definitely a surprise, I thought. I loved it. I agree with you. I want to see more of him in the Metal Men. So I like that episode too. I really did. I thought I showed a lot of good. Again, Vegeta's the MVP of the series, and then you're saying that Vegeta's the MVP of that team. So
yeah,
it works for me. My number 3 is actually going to be a lot of people's number 1 of the best episodes of this arc. And that is episode 39, a fully developed time skip counterattack. Is it coming? Goku's new technique. The episode with the SS Blue Kaioken. That's my number 3. It was so badass. I mean, Masako Nozawa, her performance was incredible. Kaioken. And then she just blows up. She's screaming. We're seeing this incredible red and blue aura. He lunged, Goku lunged that hit. It was just so badass. I mean, really, like I said, people are going to pick this as their number 1, and I can't disagree with them. I mean, a little bit of it is a tiny bit contrived, like, the fact that he could only use that 10% of the time, and he actually got it off. But it's fiction, so, I mean, what can you do? I really enjoyed that episode. It was probably the most just utterly badass episode of this arc, and it really felt like a classic Dragon Ball Z-esque, epic fight, and we really needed that in Super, I think, after the horrible Resurrection F fight that we had. We go from the Beerus Goku fight, which was epic, to that garbage Resurrection F fight where both Frieza and Goku are really strong, to now this fight, which was great. So that's my number 3. What do you think?
Yeah, well, that's my number 2. So spoiler alert,
Oh,
that's my
there
number
you
2.
go.
And yeah, episode 39, a fully developed time skip. The thing is that it hit all the notes for the great Dragon Ball Z fights, as they say. It had those spots where you remember them. When Nozawa said Kaioken, honestly, the goosebumps there was goosebumps all over. And the reason why I loved it was one of my very early videos during my YouTube stint was that I said, what if Kaioken returns? And I could see it returning. Now, although you think to yourself, okay, this may be just for the anime only, but when the opening tune played as they're fighting, and it's just everything about it, absolutely everything about it was, it makes you remember that fight. When you think of that arc, you remember that fight. And the production value was high, and that was evident from the actual fight itself. And that fight was the best fight of the series so far at that moment.
I agree with you on that one. And so, okay, then that is your number 2. So my number 2 is Dragon Ball Super Episode 37. Don't forget your Saiyan Pride, Vegeta versus the Saiyan of Universe 6. A lot of folks, again, are going to pick this as their number 1. And I totally understand that, especially Vegeta fans. There was so much development here for Kabe and for Vegeta. Now, did I think that the fact that the Universe 6 Saiyans couldn't unlock, the golden-haired form, was that a little bit stupid? A little bit, hard to swallow? Yes, but if you look past that, the whole relationship with Vegeta and Kabe I thought was amazing. I just love the moments in the episode where Vegeta's genuinely cheering Kabe on. Like, okay, you're a member of my race. You're not related to me, but we're kind of somewhat related because we're in the same species. And he kind of really wants the best for Kabe. And just, dude, what a great episode. They're fighting and Kabe gets the advantage, and then Vegeta unlocks his inner anger, and then he ends it by showing, okay, this is Super Saiyajin Blue. When he goes blue, he one-shots freaking Kabe, and then he's like, don't forget this pain. And what a amazing, I still, as far as development and characters go, this is my favorite episode of Dragon Ball Super. Honestly, this one right here. Again, Vegeta's the MVP, and we don't know if it's going to happen, but they really planted the seeds for a future arc and more development from Kabe and Vegeta. I totally love this episode so damn much.
This episode cemented the newfound role that Vegeta's taken on. Yes, he was becoming far more softer and more endearing to his loved ones, his family, his friends, his enemy, which was Goku, his rival, I mean. But this cemented his role as being more sort of a teacher as well. And I think that from this fight and from the attributes he's shown during this fight, it was kind of like a foreshadow to how he's going to treat, or if he ever had the chance to treat or train with future Trunks. Because everything, how hard he was, the way he behaved during that fight is how you'd expect him to. If you could redo that hyperbolic time chamber little scene, that sequence where he trained with future Trunks for the Cell games, that's what it looked like. It looked like he's learned, and it was very evident to his development was just so, it's plain right there. And as you said, in terms of character development, this is easily the best. Actually, maybe not so much, because my next pick might be that much better.
I was going to say, it's not my number 1 and your number 1, but it's still up there. What is your number 1?
My number 1 is going to be episode 41, Come Forth, Dragon of the Gods, Grant My Wish, Pretty Peas.
Pretty Peas, yep.
Pretty Peas. The animation and the art was stunning. Except actually from this one part where they just enlarged the Super Shenron. That was the only gripe. I know people who love the animation are going to point that out, but overall, the animation was stunning. The music that they had playing when the Super Dragon was being summoned, and
yes,
the level of that really enhanced it, and the level of detail where they went into the dragon's nucleus, and it makes sense. If the dragon is so big that it encompasses both Universe 6 and Universe 7, having somewhat of an astral projection of Super Shenron in the nucleus, kind of,
that was awesome.
Yeah, it scientifically, they try and compensate for, hey, if you're this small, you can't really see someone this big, etc. And that's not the main point. The main point was Beerus wished for Champa's planet back. I want to let something sink in. this tournament was a spat between two brothers who've been fighting for longer than longer than all of the mortals. And you see them fighting during the manga, they were fighting and they're destroying planets, and they showed that they have this legendary rivalry. And to have Beerus just wish for Champa's planet back, Champa's planet Earth on Universe 6 back.
There's love there. There is love there.
You could be.
They really added layers to Beerus's character. They made the arc a little somewhat pointless, but they added layers to Beerus's character there.
And also Champa as well, because he accepted it. Because Champa's the one who always openly shows his aggression. He's like, Beerus, blah, 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 blah. He's the one who starts the confrontation. He's the hothead, actually. Champa's the hothead. But when Champa accepted that, he just didn't want to say anything, because at the same time, he's very thankful that his brother sorted him out. But at the same time, he's thinking, wait, Beerus might have, I have to owe him now. It was very sweet. And if anything, that was the best character development in all of Super, since we saw Beerus going from this lazy, not maniacal, but savage god of destruction to warming up to the mortals. But he always had that rivalry, the anger towards his own brother, and now he sorted his brother out. It's just nice.
And it also, I think, again, I'm hoping that they will revisit this with Champa and Beerus in the future. Because I agree. I mean, everything you said, I agree with. I have nothing to really add to it. And it's funny because your favorite episode was technically kind of the end of the arc. Like, it wasn't...
Pretty much,
we still had
yeah.
the party, which was fun, and then the pan stuff, which was all right. But my favorite episode is actually the beginning of the arc. My favorite episode, for similar reasons to yours, is episode 28, the 6th Universe God of Destruction. His name is Champa. And yes, am I a little biased? A little bit. Because look,
Maybe.
Champa shows up, boatloads of charisma. He's the funniest character we've seen in quite some time. I think even funnier than Jocko. Him and Beerus have this incredible chemistry that the voice actors really, really nailed. You saw the backstory of Champa. This is the only episode of Super I've watched like 5 times, because everything about Champa, the way he's drinking the sangria, and he's like, I don't know how they're going to dub it, but it's going to be hard to top. And like the whole thing where Champa's like, challenging him, and then it's just unbelievable. Just so much fun. This episode was so much freaking fun because of one man Champa. And yeah, you can call me biased or a Champa fanboy, but I love that character. I want him to come back in Super. And to combine with what you said, I really want in the future of Super, Beerus and Champa to have some kind of struggle where they have to be brothers. I want to see the brother stuff. I'm dying to see it. It needs to happen. Please don't let us down, Toriyama and Toei.
Yeah, I don't wanna plug my video, but I did a little video talking about what if Beerus and Champa were to team up against the new villains from the Future Trunks arc. So it would be really interesting, because the truth is Beerus and Champa are the literal brothers of destruction.
Yeah, better than Kane and Taker. So who's Paul Bear then, Monaka?
I don't know. Maybe Reese. I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't know about that one, bro. Come on now. But
I know, but
no. But all right. So those are our 3 favorite Dragon Ball Super Champa arc episodes. Of course, if you want to check out the video Dimsy's mentioning, I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description. Go check that out for certain. And let us know, of course, what your 3 favorite episodes were. And, of course, why in the comments down below. Next week, unfortunately, this arc was kind of hit or miss. There were some bad episodes, and we're going to cover that on the next video that we do next week. The best and worst of Dragon Ball Super, the Champa arc, the 3 worst episodes of this arc. We'll talk to you then.